And he goes, oh, what's this? And I go, we changed the name, we named it after you. And you could hear him on the camera swearing at us.
Dad's good. What have you done?
My mum's ushering him away, going, no, don't ruin the moment, you know.
Yeah. Thanks to Babuls for hosting us and Kingfisher for bringing us together. It's the beer that champions taking a step back and savouring those everyday moments. So, why not come and dine at Babuls? It's an award-winning restaurant that pays homage to the vibrant dishes from across the Indian subcontinent. We're at Babuls restaurant in Darlington. I'm with Zach, who's one half of the owners behind this place. Who's the other half, Zach?
My other half, well, the other
Yeah, your other half.
Well,
it feels like you're pretty married.
It's my brother,
Yeah.
and we're just as good as a married couple. We're, squabbling and all the rest of it.
Even closer.
Yeah.
Well,
he's on holiday at the moment.
Oh, well, it's all right for some, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And meanwhile, you are running this brilliant establishment.
It's hard work.
Yeah, but this is a family business, right? So this is what goes on, family going away and managing things together and taking care of everything. What's that journey been like? Because I know it's not been a smooth journey at all. You originally started with your dad, right?
That's right. So Dad, many years ago, set up a takeaway actually in Darlington.
Right.
And they did really well. They ended up opening quite a few restaurants. And then obviously as things happened, they fell out and blah, blah, blah. And my dad took on one restaurant in Barnard Castle. And it was called Spice Island at the time.
Spice Island.
Yeah, and that's 30 years ago. So
wow, he set that up.
He set that up, and we've been running that business since the last 30 years. My brother and I sort of took over running stuff around 2005.
Yeah.
And in recent times, we decided to change it up a little bit, and we renamed Spice Island after my dad.
You renamed it? Did he like that, or was he like, "What are you messing with my brand for, man?"
No, so I remember the day when we pulled the curtain down to reveal the name, and he looked at it. I don't know, like, can he read, or what's going on? What's wrong with him?
He's like, "Hickey,"
and he didn't know we'd changed the name because we kept it such a secret. And he goes, "Oh, what's this?" And I go, "We changed the name. We named it after you." And you could hear him on the camera swearing at us.
Dad's good. What have you done?
My mum's ushering him away, going, "No, don't ruin the moment," But I don't think he was
That's
upset.
a big risk then, right?
Yeah, it's a big risk, and I think that's what he was more bothered about. I go, why are you changing something that's been going for 25 years and you're suddenly changing? Or what's wrong with you? And that name, I worked hard to build that reputation.
Like, we wanted to name it after you, Dad.
And we were. It's your name on the wall,
Yeah.
So before we got to Babuls, we ran the curry house, and we thought, this is too hard. We can't see. We're relying on skilled chefs, and they have you over a barrel.
Yeah.
And we just didn't like that dynamic, that we're an owner of a restaurant, but we're the ones being held to ransom realistically. And I thought, coffee is the way forward. Everyone loves coffee, and we were watching trends, and we thought, there's a new coffee franchise out there. Let's find that as our exit strategy of the restaurant. And we tried it, and it was a great brand and everything, but it just didn't work. And I think location was the key. Where we opened it just didn't work, and we took a massive, massive hit, and that's really set us back. But thankfully, we still had the restaurant, the Spice Island, and it was still running, and it was still keeping us going. And we had to thought, well, we can't take another chance. We have to make this last, this business last. And if we want the curry house to last, we need to change drastically.
So then that's where the Babuls came along, this whole lovely revamp that you've given it, and it looks great in here. Stylistically, it looks great. It feels like you're in another little world. It feels modern, but it feels classic. And your food, what's the food like here then?
So the food is actually, it's a bit of a cross between the good old curry house and the modern street food eatery. And we try to keep best of both worlds, keep the curry house elements, what we know, and introduce more of the street food, quick sort of things, because dining trends are changing. People aren't sitting for 2 hours and having a 4-course meal, and people are in and out. So that's why the likes of Nando's and a lot of these fast food restaurants, if you like, are doing well. And we try to adapt and change that. We're more of a casual eatery rather than a formal restaurant.
Dining, sit down, and all that. I would love you to share a little bit of your wisdom. Like, what does it take to run a place like this?
Realistically, I mean, everyone is so cliche, hard work and determination. Obviously, that comes as standard anyway. But do you know what it is? It's having a good team around you and having somebody you can trust, because it's too hard to do it on your own. It genuinely is. If I didn't have my brother and he didn't have me, I don't think we wouldn't have got there, we didn't want to let each other down. And that gave us that sort of extra spur to say, do you know what, I'm going to give that extra 10%. And he's then giving his extra 10%. And like I said, we had Dad behind the scenes sort of saying, oh, you boys, you don't know what you're doing, you know. Oh, why do you
Heckling
do all
you.
the heckling us? And he knew exactly what he was doing because he knew we're stubborn little like
harder.
him. And it did. It spurred us on. We're going to show you, Dad. Watch. We're going to show you.
Well, obviously, Dad knew best because all of this wonderful food in this restaurant is a testament to his vision as well. So he believed in you.
Yeah.
And thank you for inviting us here so we can eat this great food as well. So a big up to Kingfisher as well. Remember, take a moment, look up and see the beauty. And this is a great place, man. Thank you so much, Zach.
Thank you.
Cheers. A massive thank you to Babuls for having us. The food and the overall experience here was out of this world. With locations in Darlington and Barnard Castle, be sure to check them out if you're in the area. And of course, remember to grab yourself a nice ice cold Kingfisher.